Well, here we are back in Mahoosic Notch to see what happened to me from that what appeared to be a pretty dramatic fall. Am I going to be taken off trail, or am I going to be able to go on? And but before we do that, I just wanted to thank those of you that commented and sent well wishes. I really appreciated it, and I think so many of you really felt a little bit of the anxiety that we feel out there on the trail when we take a fall. It's really frightening. And I have been keeping track of my falls, as you may remember back in, I think, Massachusetts, I last did it. And you'll hear the number that I'm at now, right after the fall. So let's see what happens.
33.
So aside from some bruising and some cuts, I would walk away from this fall pretty unscathed. And I started realizing, this is my fall number 33, as you heard, and I've walked away from each of them, and I haven't been off trail. And I'm starting to realize, there's a lesson here somewhere that I can take back to my real life about failure and about falling, and that we can take risks because even when we fail, even when we fall, more often than not, you might get bruised, you might get cut a little bit, but nothing dramatic, nothing that's going to take you off trail. So it's something I want to keep thinking about. So after the fall, I wasn't really into taking videos of Mahoosic Notch. I really wanted to just concentrate. So it took me an hour and 45 minutes to get through the notch. These are just the only two images I took, and about an hour and a half to get up the arm.
This is nearing the top of the Hoosic Arm. That was one of the steepest and most difficult climbs on the entire AT. I still got a little ways to go. You can see the rock has been like that most of the day, and then big boulders too. So there might be another view up top.
One thing I haven't mentioned is that back in New Hampshire, at the end of the Wildcats, I separated from El Alto, Chili Pepper, and Spider. They were going to try to catch up with me, but they really wanted to take a zero, and because of my tight schedule, I had to go on. So I'm alone again. But what was wonderful is I ran into to Mouse, who you may remember. She's coming up the mountain here. I hiked with her a lot in Virginia, with her and Napster and Sherpa Crow, and we went to trail days together. And I ran into them again back in New Hampshire. I think it was Lincoln. We ran into each other, and so it's been wonderful to spend some time with her. And I think we'll be together a few days here. After coming down from Baldpate Mountain, Mouse and I decided to go into Andover, which is a really small town, but it has a hostel. And what was fascinating is that, again, the theme that's been kind of running through my trail these last couple weeks is I'm running into people that I haven't seen in a while. And this time I ran into Bigfoot the Good, who I haven't seen since Georgia or North Carolina. And it's been fascinating just running into these people. It's almost like the beginning and the end of my through hike are kind of uniting in some strange way.
These woods are different in Maine. I don't know how to explain it. They're so peaceful. It's just this amazing, restful peacefulness that I haven't experienced on the rest of the trail. It's beautiful. I feel safe. This is from the top of Old Blue on a very overcast day. It's a grouse. I haven't seen one yet. And there's another one. And there's a baby in the middle of the trail. Oh, there's two babies. Okay, I better watch it. Mama's gonna come after me. That's probably Mama there. So I just came out to a road, and this looks like a major road here in Maine. Not a car has passed. And look at this stunning view. Just beautiful.
Got to Rangeley, we stayed at the Farmhouse Inn, which I just can't recommend enough. Shane and Stacy, who own and run the place, are amazing. It's one of the nicest hostels on the entire AT, and I really recommend staying there. I ended up staying there. I took a zero and just really enjoyed myself. And the town of Rangeley is a lot of fun too. We were in there, and there was actually a parade, and it was the strangest parade I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what these things were, but it felt like. I was in the middle of an Oompa Loompa parade or something, and they just kept coming and coming, all these small vehicles. I'm not certain where they even came from. I didn't know there were this many of these little things in existence, much less in one little town in Maine. But it was a fascinating, fascinating day. When Shane dropped us off on this side trail to get to the AT, we were reminded of just how dangerous the trail could be because he reminded us that about a mile from this location is where the hiker in 2013 named Inchworm got off trail and got lost. They found her body 2 years later. They did a big search at the time and couldn't find her. 2 years later, they found her body in her tent. She had died of starvation. She had apparently stayed alive for about a month, but couldn't find her way back to the trail or to civilization. So it's just a reminder that it's dangerous out here and we need to be careful.
So we're coming up on an important piece of AT history, and that is where the AT was completed, where the trails actually met and were united. Wow. I've walked 2,000 miles. Wow.